show on Kids Place Live. Good morning, Tori.
Good morning.
So you were telling me that you have an update for us on something that we talked about a couple of weeks ago.
That's right. Do you remember a few weeks ago, Mindy, you told us a story about a man in the UK, a 100-year-old man who was walking laps in his garden to raise money for the National Health Service.
Yes, and wasn't he a 100-year-old man that was hoping to walk a marathon in his garden? Is that right?
Yes, that's right.
Not all at one time, but
correct.
Still.
Over several days, this man, his name is Tom Moore, captured the attention of the UK and the entire world by his perseverance and his grit and his kindness and generosity in doing this. Well, I have a very exciting announcement about our man, Tom Moore.
What? What's the update?
He is going to become a knight.
What?
The Queen of England, Queen Elizabeth, is going to officially knight him.
Is he gonna get a sword, a suit of armor, a horse, a unicorn?
Okay.
I can walk in my garden too. Make me a knight.
I think those versions of knights are more of a past thing.
No,
I think
they're not.
now you probably get like a certificate and like a fancy brooch.
That's it? No suit of armor?
And the honor and admiration of the entire world.
When you refer, like if someone's a doctor, you would call them doctor or professor or, what do you call a knight?
If you become a knight, if the queen knights you, if you're a man, you become Sir. So he will become Sir Tom Moore. And he will be joining the ranks of other famous modern knights, such as Paul McCartney from the Beatles.
You mean Sir Paul McCartney?
I'm sorry, you're correct.
Esquire Jr., MD? Just making up stuff now.
Sir Ringo Starr, Sir Rod Stewart. It goes on and on. Rod Stewart? Rod Stewart is a knight.
No. What about if you're a female, a girl, a woman?
Then you become a dame. You've perhaps heard of Dame Helen Mirren, the famous actress.
Dame Julie Andrews.
Dame Judi Dench.
Dame Mindy Thomas.
Really?
No.
Okay.
Not yet, at least. But maybe if I could keep walking in my garden, I could become one.
Do you think that once you're a knight or a dame or whatever, do you think they all have secret dinner parties or tea parties or meetings that only they get to go to that are really, really fancy?
Yeah. The only thing is, the only reason they're the only ones who get to go to these dinner parties is because they are in quarantine, and so no one else can come. They're just at home alone, so they're the only ones who can go to the dinner parties. They also have to make the dinner for themselves and set the table and do the dishes afterwards.
Oh, yeah. That kind of takes the fun out of it.
Yeah. Anywho, nice to know that Sir Thomas More is now being knighted by the Queen of England for being 100 years old and walking a marathon in his very own garden. We'll be right back. Speaking of octogenarians or elderly people, I have got a great story about a 90-year-old grandma who has something in common with you. Kids listening. I'll explain everything right after this.